It's time to reset for Q3, but first,
don't let me down. Don't let me down. Don't let me down. I'm aiming for the sky. Everyone got stories. So let's start.
rest and play is so essential. Taking a little bit of time to unplug and get out in nature and do what you can to spend time with the people that you love and not work for a little bit and not even think about your goals. Just let life flow. I don't do this enough, and it felt so good to do this on our trip to San Antonio, South Padre Island. Overall, it was just a wonderful time, a wonderful adventure, nice road trip. Everything was super fun, and it was exactly what my soul needed after a very busy first half to this year. So let's reset for the second half of 2024. I honestly feel more excited about this reset than I did about resetting back in January. This time of year is more like my new year, my mid-year reset. This is more like, let's get excited for what's coming up over the second half of this year. So let's go through the process of resetting. But first, we're going to make a list of all the things I want to get done. Lists are kind of my love language when it comes to getting things done. So I do have my sort of admin planner on the desk here, and I'm just going to make a list and then we'll go over it.
Something's in the air. I can feel it everywhere. Every color seems to bloom, and there's light in every room.
All right. Pretty straightforward mid-year reset gist list. Get your shit together. By the way, that's what that stands for. And I put 7-1, although this might be a multi-day process. And basically, I want to finish my Q3 plan. All I have right now is my vision board. And I've done the review of Q2. So I need to set up my Q3 plan, set up my HB90 planner, Q3 Kanban board reset, get my nails done. I need to clean up my writing office and clean up this office, which I call my heart breathing's office. Then heart habit trackers, prep my food for the week, which also is kind of some new things that I'm doing to support my PCOS in Q3. So prepping all of that. So really I need to put prep food and meal planner because I have a specific planner I want to use for my meal plans. Then Sweetie Store plans. So Sweetie Store is something that I used years ago with my husband to help motivate me, and it's coming up back. So I'm going to share that. Then laundry routines and my plan for my routines. And I'll talk about all this throughout the video, but organizing my mid-year planner systems. These are the things that are on the list, and I might come back and actually add more to check things off because I might not be remembering every little thing that gets done. And truthfully, the more granular you can make this, like sometimes what I'll do is instead of just saying Q3 plan, I'll go through and say each piece of the Q3 plan or each thing that needs to be cleaned or each thing that needs to be prepped, just so I can build momentum by checking more off the list instead of feeling like it's been forever and I haven't actually finished a task. But for now, we're going to leave it like this and we're going to get started. It's almost lunchtime because I have been hanging out with the kids all morning and most of the laundry is actually already done and just need to, actually most of it's put away already too. So that's going to be an easy one to check off the list, but it's been a busy morning already. And so I need to go ahead and prep my food. That's the first thing I'm going to do. After that, I will probably clean up my office spaces and then go get my nails done. It's 11:30. And I do have a meeting at 1 with my mastermind group. So that'll be an hour. I don't know if I can get all this done today, but we're going to try. Let's get started. It's so funny how food can bring back memories. And it's like I ate that salad every day for like 3 years leading up to getting pregnant with Evie, being pregnant with Evie. It just brought back a time in my life and I really missed it. But this is an example of how I am working to add systems and routines to my life that will hopefully give me more time and take less decisions and things off my plate. And one of those things is, trying to come up with kind of a uniform that I'm wearing every day. I talked about this during NaNoWriMo a few years ago, of just this process of laying out your clothes ahead of time or wearing the same thing every day, just, buying 5 of the same shirt or whatever, and just wearing the same thing. Now, this isn't good advice for everybody because some people just thrive on the variety of life, but some other people thrive in routines. And I am one of those people who thrives in grounded routines for my day-to-day life so that I can use up all of my creative energy in my writing and my work. And I think I have moved away from that over the last couple of years. And the other part of it is getting support. So I need more support in order to move beyond where I am right now. I have built up 2 businesses, a family, a home, all of this. And I have done a good job and I'm giving myself a pat on the back, but I need more support. I need help with video edits. I need more help with my book backlist and my advertising, which I don't do at all. I need help in the home. So getting George to help out with my lunch every day and having it waiting for me is such a luxury, but it's something he's willing to do and happy to do. And so that's going to take a lot off my plate. Plus it takes away the decision of like, I don't really feel like that. Let's order pizza. And it allows me to continue to nourish my body in a way that is good for my personal body. Another thing I purchased recently is this cutie little bag from Amazon that has a daily case in it for your pills. It does have them separated morning and night, but I just take all of mine in the morning. So it's not fully in order right now, but it's got this cute little rainbow cases. And if I need to go away, I can just take the couple of days that I need, or the hotel, if I go to a hotel or whatever, I can just take the day I need and pull it out of here. But otherwise this sits in front of my space and I take my pills every morning as I'm eating breakfast, which also helps me get my water in, and it serves multiple purposes. But I'm just going to sit down every Sunday and fill these in. And those types of routines, which are really simple, help me not to have to sit down every morning and go find the pills, make the decision to take them, make the decision to commit to that every day. And I honestly am hoping this is going to be a big game changer for me in terms of my mental energy. Not only will taking my supplements support me if you have PCOS or any other type of, it's really an endocrine disorder, you understand what I'm talking about. There's so many pills that go into taking these supplements, making sure that you're taking care of your body and your brain and your health and all of that. And I just have not been great at doing it. And so it weighs on me in 2 different ways. One, I feel like I have to make that commitment and that decision again every single morning. Do I take out the pills? Do I set them out? Et cetera. And number 2, I also then, when I miss it or I'm inconsistent, I beat myself up about it in the back of my mind. There's always this like little thing on my shoulder that's going, you didn't take your pills. You're not doing a good job taking care of your health. And I want to do what I can to add automaticity into my life where I don't have to think about the pills. It's automatic. I just set up the routine to put the pills in the box every Sunday, and it becomes part of my Sunday reset routine. And then I don't have to think about it. They're sitting there. I don't have a decision to make. It's just a commitment. It becomes a habit that has as little friction to it as possible. And that is a big part of what we'll talk about in a little bit is my goal number 3 this quarter, is taking all the friction out of the things that I can just make really easy and routine and automatic so that I can hopefully withstand more friction and focus when it comes to the hard things that I'm doing, like writing books and building businesses and supporting, thousands of people online. So that's the plan. And I just realized that it's 1. So I'm going to my mastermind. Meeting is over. I got trapped for a brief period of time on Facebook responding to comments. It's work, it's progress, but I also feel like a part of what I'm going to do in Q3 is start working on better boundaries with social media and responding to comments and requests for help, or just even getting lost in reading other people's posts and commenting and reading comments and going off and shopping and buying something and who knows what else I'm doing on social media, because I just have, I think, a very addictive brain when it comes to social media. And it is very easy for me to open up Facebook and get lost for 30 minutes and not even realize what I did for those 30 minutes. And it's so hard because my job requires social media time. It is a part of how I run my business and support people and promote my business, promote myself. But man, it is really easy to get stuck there when I don't intend to be there for as long as I have. So that's part of my Q3 plans. I have some things in place already to get started on it. I just have some decisions to make. So I'll share more about that as we go through the video, but I am going to go get my nails done. I'm very excited for this. I'm also going to, so this is my new tablet, by the way. It is a Samsung Galaxy Tab Fan Edition. It's the S9 Fan Edition. So this is the 10-inch one, and it's the purple color, if you can see that. And then it came with this purple S Pen, and I do have like a paper-like screen protector put on it. This is significantly smaller than the 12.9 iPad Pro that I have. I will be selling that back to Apple to get credits on it so that whenever they release a new iMac, I can buy the new iMac and that will be my like formatting computer and everything else. I have now a Samsung Galaxy Book laptop, Samsung phone, and Samsung tablet. Android computers are my main computers, so I just feel like that's going to support me better to have it all in one ecosystem. So it's not that I felt like there was anything wrong with the iPad. I loved the iPad, but just that I want a different system. Then I also, as part 2 of that, have gone back to having 2 separate phones. So I tried this 2 years ago, 2 or 3 years ago now, where I had one iPhone and one Samsung phone, and the iPhone was meant to be my work phone and only for use during certain periods of time. And that failed dramatically for a variety of reasons, part of it being that iPhone is not part of my ecosystem like I'm talking about, and part of it because I just ended up carrying 2 phones around all the time because I didn't set good boundaries. So I'm trying this again in Q3 with having a Samsung phone. I bought the Samsung S, whatever the current S Galaxy, whatever is, not the Pro, just the smaller one. And I will use that. And that is now going to be the phone that has my social media on it, my email, and my calendar and work stuff on it. My personal phone is my Z Flip 5, which I'm obsessed with this phone. It's my favorite phone I've ever owned. I don't have it in the room currently. And that is my personal phone that will only have like my text messages and things like that, but it will not have Instagram, Facebook, Messenger, YouTube Studio, any place that I can check comments or do work. It will not be on that phone. So no emails or anything like that. And I'm going to set some pretty strict like time boundaries on when I can use that. Now, the next piece of that puzzle is when I'm sitting here at my computer, also setting up freedom so that I have certain hours that I can't check emails and I can't check social media. And it feels almost silly to have to put these like training wheels on myself, but I know that if I can, I feel like one of my most precious things, of course, is my brain. And I am outsourcing my own power and my own brain attention to Facebook, social media, comments all the time, all day long. And I am done with it. I want to reclaim my own power and my own attention. And this is also part of why I'm making it a big priority to exercise, drink more water, get more sleep, and take care of my PCOS, because I know that I'm not nurturing my brain. And my brain is everything in terms of my business, my creativity, my books, all of that. So I'm hoping that spending a quarter really focusing on my brain health and my like lessening, I guess, my brain health and my boundaries against allowing anyone else to have control over my attention is going to make such a difference in my writing. So I'll keep you updated on that. But right now, I'm going to go get my nails done. I'm home, but it is already 6:30 and it's time for dinner. This is actually later than we would normally eat dinner. And so my reset did not get very far on day one because I'm probably not going to do a lot more of it tonight, maybe a little bit more planning. But I did get my nails done, which feels really good because they were just like really annoying me. And I worked through, while they did my pedicure, I worked through a bunch of my HB90 plan, and I'm actually giving myself like way less task blocks, which for HB90 is like a Pomodoro session, 30-minute session. I'm giving myself way less than normal, like 40 less a week. And that is very scary. But I think I have been working more than my creativity can handle. Like I'm working so much on the admin type stuff, the videos, the workbooks, the courses, that I'm not giving myself and my brain enough spaciousness to be creative. So this is just the process that I'm going to try to reignite my creativity. So I'm going to be spending a lot more of my time playing out in nature, working out, reading, gaming, and just giving myself that spaciousness this quarter. But there are also other things that have to get done, like Publish and Thrive and HB90 and just some other things. So it's a matter now that I have the time piece of it, of going through and saying, okay, which projects can I actually do this quarter and what's going to have to get moved back. And I hate this part of the process because I want to believe that I can do it all, but I know from experience that I can't, and trying to pretend that I can only adds more stress to my life. So I have decided what my ideal amount of time is per week, and now it's a matter of trying to plan everything I need to do within that time structure and be as realistic about it as possible. So gonna go eat dinner. Let's do a quick update on my to-do list. Q3 plan is started. I did not set up my planner, and actually what I might go ahead and do if dinner isn't ready yet is go ahead and start printing that out. I have the pages cut because I cut mine down to happy planner size. I just need to print them. Kanban reset isn't done, but I did finish my nails at least. I haven't cleaned either thing. I haven't done any of this, but I did prep my food and my meal planner, and we have finished all of the laundry. So that is pretty much all that I have done so far, and that's okay. Gonna keep going. It typically takes me a few days to finish this, so we'll just keep moving forward.
I'm thinking you were made for me. Isn't it my birthday yet? Cause I gotta say, you're looking like a gift for me. Wrapped up nice and neat, baby. Get in my way now, don't be shy. We'll be here dancing day and night. Get in my groove now, don't be shy. Cause I got this list of my favorite things. You could be the part where it all begins. You could be the first and the second and the third and the rest of it. You could be one of the things I love. Sunday morning breakfast with our bedroom door locked. I like everything that has a cherry on top. Get on my list of the things I love, love, love. You could be the one I trust. For the second chances, there are nothing for us. I like it all with the cherry on top. Be one of the things I love. We don't have to move so fast, baby. I will show you how you can catch my vibe. And right here we got so much time, looping in the blurry lights. Get in my way now, don't be shy. We'll be here dancing day and night. Get in my groove now, don't be shy. Cause I got this system of
Goals for the day are to clean up my main office spaces and to finish my plan and reset my boards so that I can get to work, because there's a lot of stuff that I'm excited to be doing, like my new Ream subscription, writing A Mirror of Shadows, finishing Disappearance of Vanessa Shaw, Publish and Thrive is launching. It's just like all these things in my head. And this is why I need a plan to anchor me, because right now it's just this big jumble of like, here's all the things you have to do. And I'm holding it all in my head. And the whole point for me of originally, like back when I first started doing this, of putting my work on the wall is a way of just kind of like siphoning it out of my brain and putting it somewhere I can see it, so that my brain knows, okay, this is dealt with. We are on our way to this. But it's kind of just become so much of a habit that it's not as exciting as it used to be. So there's two things I'm going to be doing today to help spice it up. One is I am going to be using different Post-it notes. And I know that sounds like such a simple thing, but I used to do this and then I stopped doing it, where I am going to actually delineate different projects with different colors instead of just different goals. Right now, this is everything that has to do with my writing career, including like all my marketing and promo, my social media, and my writing. And I'm going to separate that out in different shades, probably of purple, so that I can see at a glance which ones are my writing goals, which one are my promo goals, which ones are Project Phoenix, and so on. YouTube versus courses, and then admin versus 6 months for life. So that I'm going to kind of play around with colors. I probably also will be cutting Post-it notes, because they don't all come in the 2x2 or the 1.5x2 size. And I prefer the smaller size. Come on, Post-it. We need more colors. Maybe it's time to do my own custom Post-it, Heart Breathing's Post-it notes. We'll see. But I'm going to be working on that today. And the other thing I'm going to do to start spicing things up with my planning is I'm going to start a sort of reward system like my Sweetie Store that is going to be really fun. Now, I can't even remember if I've talked about Sweetie Store so far in this vlog, but just to mention it briefly, this is something my husband George and I used to do back in the earlier days of my writing, when I had basically just had 2 house fires and had lost almost everything I owned. And so when I moved in with George, I moved in with like 2 small boxes of stuff. Basically would fit in like 2 suitcases. I had almost nothing to my name. And so something fun that we did was we would go out and we would buy different things like pens or stationery and things that I really love, like little Hello Kitty figurines or something like that. And we would shop at like Walmart or the dollar store or Target dollar spot kind of stuff, and fill up a little bookcase of all these things. And if it cost $1, then I needed to earn 1,000 points to pay for it. So if it was $10, it was 10,000 points. And the way I earned points was through my writing. So if I wrote 1,000 words, I could go and pick out a $1 item from the Sweetie Store. And that was really, really fun to have the items there waiting for me, because it was like, again, like the boards, just straight out where I could see it. It's visual. I know I'm working toward it, but that stopped working over time. And so I think I'm going to bring something similar back using some gemstones. So I'll share this in a future blog, because I'm just right now going to be ordering the gemstones, so I won't be able to show them to you here. But we'll talk about that. I'm going to be gamifying. I'm going to work on that system of rewards and stuff today. And we got to clean up this space. So first things first, I'm going to put on my headphones and I'm going to clean this room. So let's have a little cleaning montage.
I was breathless when we first met. Couldn't keep my hands away. I was speechless when we first met. Yeah, you took the pain away. Didn't mind my scars, then my broken heart. Life was dull until you came. Now I see in color again. It could rain, I don't mind if it pours, 'cause I'm right next to you. Come rain or come shine, I don't mind, 'cause I'm right next to you. It's you, right next to you. Next to you. Next to you. Next to you. Right next to you.
Oh my gosh, y'all. I am sweating so much. This room just gets sun. I probably should have pulled these down. Even with the air conditioning on, it is hot. it's going to be a scorcher today. If you're sweating inside, you know, you know it's hot outside. All right, so I'm going to show you how the room turned out. It's really nice. This is the final look at the room, but I'm also going to just tell you for a minute about the organizers that came in. Basically, I hired a team of 3 people to come in for 5 days and organize all of my office spaces and our kitchen and toy room and living room and all of that kind of stuff. The floor is mostly clean, but I need to run the Roomba in here, and I did get a new keyboard in this room. It's just a Bluetooth keyboard, and I really like this. I can link it down below. This is my second phone, by the way. So this is the phone that will have nothing but my Instagram and things like that, and I am not currently using it. I'm only going to use it 3 times a day. Just to also show you, a lot of the work they did is kind of invisible work because it's putting together all of these drawers in such a gorgeous way and a functional way. So some of this work was, it's not as visible, but it's more organizational. Same thing over here, that they just really did a great job of organizing all of these drawers to look so nice. So it is very functional. Then they also organized this closet for me, which is so much better than it was. I'll see if I can throw in a picture of what it looked like before they got here. This closet has been very difficult for me to organize because I have so much paper, so much little extra stuff. But now it's very nice, and they used my containers, but they put labels on them. So this is like keyboards, and they came through and showed me kind of where everything is. Lots of organized papers and different things like that, but at least it's, you know, it is still a lot of stuff, but I'm so grateful to have this closet and to have it be so organized because it's made it so much easier to put things away. I know where things go now because they organized it, and I'll show you more of the spaces that they organized. This room took them about a day to get through, but some of the other spaces took longer. So this is what it looks like, and I can check this off my list. Okay, so that is cleaning the Heart Breathing's office is done. Maybe I'm going to highlight these two. So everything, so often things take longer than you think they're going to take. And so, you know, what I think is going to take me 2 days takes 3 and so on. And this is such a learning process even now for me to really understand. I got to give myself a little more time to get things done. But that's done. I'm going to go eat lunch, and then I will do the other office. Lunch is over, and salad went so much better today. I'm excited about setting up new routines and really getting rooted in those routines so that even when I'm traveling, like travel shook me up a lot more in the first half of this year than I expected it to, especially in Q2. And I still have quite a bit of travel coming up this year, next year, all of it. And so I want to come up with really strong routines that I can get rooted in so that the minute I get home, I've got a routine that I can get back to. And I think that's really going to help me. I'm just always looking for systems that can help me be better and happier. So that's this room done. Then in this room, there's some little things I need to put away here. And then I got to put my lights back in the other room. But this space, ever since we moved in, has had boxes and other things like constantly in it. So that's part of what the organizers did. So we cleaned up this little space. I have a scary Halloween decoration up there. And then in here, they decorated, or not decorated, but organized every single tiny drawer. So my drawers were already organized a little bit, but they took it to the next level. There's my washi tape drawer, and it's just everything got hyper organized, every single little space. And it has been so nice because now I know exactly like where to put things away, and I have more room. So the way that they organized it allowed me to have a little bit more space. So you can see this one has a lot of my like little erasers and Hello Kitty things and stuff like that. But there's so much more room in here now, whereas before it felt like it was just completely overdone. This space also used to be a space that just constantly collected boxes and toys and other things like that. So they organized everything so beautifully so that we have space down here for all of Evie's sensory boxes from Wild, Young, and Freeman. And then we have this side as well that got super organized, and it just looks so good. And we've got space down here for Evie's toys, because in the past, she's got a toy room upstairs, but in the past it would just end up all over these windowsills and things like that. But basically this one little coffee table is something I have to just set a 10-minute timer and clean up every single night. It's just the way. It's so funny how you move into a house and it can be years before everything really gets settled. I'm so sweaty. I apologize. We're just gonna grab a fan and go sit in front of it for a little bit. So next is really the plan. It is now my watch is dying, 1:52. So it's almost 2:00. And I spent a little bit of time with the kids after lunch, but I do want to spend more time with them. It's the hardest part about having both parents and both kids at home is really just that I want to be with them all day, and it's hard to work when they're here. So I'm going to try to knock off early, so to speak, or we can watch something together as a family, or they can color or do something while I'm filling out my sticky notes. I just realized that this one, set up my HB90 planner, is actually done. So that one's finished. So really we have the Q3 plan, the Kanban board reset, habit trackers, which I think, like I said, I'm just going to do on the wall. So we're going to count that done. And then Sweetie Store plans, which I do have some plans for this using some gemstones I'm going to buy from Amazon. So I'm going to purchase those today and mark that off once I've purchased it. And then I'll do a video on that later. My routines plan is not quite finished. That's going to be part of my Q3 plan, and then organizing my mid-year planner system. And that's what we have left in this long sort of reset video. Hope you're enjoying it. And now let's get to planning. My planning portion, HB90 plan, is complete, but it's always so torturous because I realize how much in my brain I think, well, I can do all this stuff. I can do Publish and Thrive and launch this and get my Ream subscription going, and it seems reasonable. And then when I put it on the calendar and I actually think about, speaking at NINC this year, flying to Phoenix for a mastermind thing, Georgia's birthday, Evie's birthday, school starting back, swim lessons, summertime. Like, it's just, once you actually put life into your plan, you start to realize that I'm either going to have to sacrifice all this time with my kids, vacations, and everything else, or I can't do this many things. And it's difficult when you're a goal-oriented person because you can see the benefit of being able to do all of those projects. And in my head, they all feel important. They all feel essential. I want to be able to do them all, but I can't. For me, this is the hardest part because I have a lot of projects I want to do and a lot of creative things I want to do. But I know that if I push myself too hard, I won't have the creative energy to be able to do it. So I have to pull back on the projects I want to do, which when you're running two separate businesses is going to disappoint somebody out there. They're going to be like, oh, I thought you were doing a Kickstarter. Oh, I thought you were going to revamp this, or aren't we doing this? And it's like my fault because I talk about these things because I'm excited about it. And then when I actually plan, I'm realizing, gosh, this is going to get pushed back again and again. And it's my fatal flaw. It's my futuristic positivity that makes me feel like I can accomplish it all. And I do accomplish a lot, but I always feel still like I'm a little bit behind. And so this part of the process is the part that makes me go, okay, let's get realistic. Let's get a little better every quarter. I'm not perfect at it yet, but I do get a little better every quarter. If you haven't seen this process, it's basically like setting the goals, deciding in terms of my time over here, it's like I kept thinking, how many task blocks do I have? Writing out all the things that I have to do, all the commitments, every travel, swim lessons, all those things, and determining week by week about how many task blocks I think I'm going to have just on average. And this is going to change and shift every week, but this is just a planning tool, not necessarily a follow-through tool. And then over on the project page, I will write down all the projects that I want to get done for goal number 1. And then I estimate how many task blocks I think that will take until I have a number. And once I add up all 3 of my goals plus my recurring projects and admin tasks, it needs to match whatever was on my calendar, which right now is 873 task blocks for the quarter. So whatever I do, I need to at least be able to estimate that I can get it done in 873 task blocks, which is something like 430 hours or so. So it's not easy. It's not easy. I also went through all of my mountains of sticky notes and have found various shades. So shades of purple, shades of pink and green, shades of blue, and that I'm going to use all of these sticky note colors on my boards this time. So I'm pretty excited to do that. And I'm going to take a little bit of a break. We're going to go out to dinner as a family, and then I will keep working on sticky notes later tonight. Okay, I'm ready to reset my Kanban board. It is almost 5 o'clock. I have been working on these Post-it notes for a very long time. Here's the full list of them. They're front and back. There's a lot, and I got really granular this time. Sometimes I do, sometimes I don't. This time I really did, and we'll see how it goes. But let's do a quick review of last quarter. Okay, we're going to take it goal by goal, and we have to use the iPad for that because I've been planning so far on the iPad. First goal, of course, was to basically rebuild momentum and start publishing again, which I did not do. I just still haven't finished Disappearance of Vanessa Shaw, and it's just one of those books that every time I think I'm close to finishing edits, reading through the final time, I realize it's not quite good enough. This twist doesn't quite work. And then I have to revamp a lot of stuff. And because there's a lot of moving pieces in this particular book in terms of so many characters and timelines, and everybody has different secrets, when I tweak one thing, it messes up everything after. And I'm just not giving up on it. I'm not giving up. But because of that, the goals just turned out terrible. So have fun and build momentum in my writing career. But my targets, I decided to set specific targets. And, when you're setting your goals, it's good to know kind of what's the outcome you're reaching for, but you don't have to actually put 4 different things. I just have really complex goals because I'm working on lots of different things. You could just say, to have fun and build momentum in my writing career by spending an average of 3 hours a week writing. And that could be it. Or by finishing Disappearance of Vanessa Shaw. I could have put that there. And maybe if this quarter doesn't work out, I need to just go back to simple thing and say, stop worrying about everything else and just get the book done. And we'll see if that would work. But I'm constantly tweaking it and trying things. So I basically had these targets of 3, 4, or 5,000 sales of Disappearance of Vanessa Shaw, which, I'm not in typing mode, which basically was a no. I did not even publish it, so of course there's no sales. Same thing with Ream. I can't get subscribers on Ream until I've finished Disappearance of Vanessa Shaw, so this goal is moot as well. I did get over 500 followers over there, which is awesome, but it's not quite what my goal was. Then in terms of sales on my backlist, I did go between the $7,000 and $10,000, but I didn't really do a lot to promote that. It's just the natural sales of the book. And then community growth. I honestly, just to be totally honest, didn't even track percentages, but I would say it's somewhere in between 1% and 5% because I just didn't focus on, I wasn't publishing again. So these goals just didn't work out as well either. So this turned out to be not a super successful goal. You can see lots of projects here with Project Phoenix that'll increase my backlist, a Mirror of Shadows, publishing the book. Like I can't get to these outcomes. So if you're an author too, or you're working on something and you're like, I can't start thinking about numbers because I'm not even to a place where the project is finished, it's totally okay to just create a goal that is to finish the book. And maybe that's what I should have done. And we'll keep working on it and keep tweaking it. But that's goal number 1. Goal number 2 is always the same. And this is always a successful wording of a goal for me: to continue to create quality, heartfelt content for Heart Breathings to grow my impact and income. YouTube got between 71 and 73. So I did at least hit that low number, but YouTube growth has been slower this year. Instagram to 14.4, 14.5, or 14.750. I did hit the top end of that. Course income this time was not as high, so I did hit the middle section of the course income. And then Etsy income also hit the middle section of the Etsy income. So overall success, but not necessarily like hitting the top numbers of each thing, but that's okay. It's all progress. It's all moving forward. And, even with this goal at the top, I wouldn't say I failed this because I made progress. Like I went through another full edit of the book. I did launch my Ream subscription. I have progress. It's just to get to these outcomes is going to take longer than I thought. So it's not a failure by any means. It's just taking longer, and that's okay. Not everything has to happen in 90-day increments. And the more I work on my mindset to understand that every single task that moves forward is a step in the right direction, it's just not a step that's as fast. And honestly, the only reason the speed begins to bother me is because I feel like I'm letting other people down. And this is something I'm really working on my own mental health, because it's like, it's books, it doesn't really matter if it's letting somebody else down of how long it's taking me to get it done. I just need to work at the pace that's good for me and hang out with the people that champion the work I'm doing and not worry about anything else. All right. Final goal: cultivate and create systems, habits, and routines that will support me in my vision for years to come. So I had a weight loss goal. I think I actually I had lost a few pounds and then I gained all of it back. So this was a big nope. So decluttered, organized home though, that is so good. Like that is the majority of what got done on this goal. And I'm so proud of that. This house looks so nice now. I also had a goal of hiring an incredible new project manager, but my needs have kind of shifted and I'm no longer going to hire for that position, but I am hiring a new VA for my Sarra Cannon side of my business. So some things are shifting with my team, but this really ended up not being a priority. And then clear working systems in Asana, which I feel like is going very well. So that's thanks to Renee. She's done a lot on that. So we've got 3 pretty successful goals overall. Outcome wise, it's taking me longer to hit these than I thought, but I set up a lot of things to have great success in the second half of the year. Heart Breathings is going great. Decluttering my home and starting to work on routines is going great. So I'm going to celebrate that. And we're going to move on to taking these off first, and then we'll reset for the next quarter. New goals for Q3 are coming on my Samsung tab now. So first goal, to rebuild trust, momentum, and joy in my writing career. I will measure this success by aiming for, and I'm going to try again with having 4 metrics that I'm aiming for this time. 3, 4, or 5,000 sales of Disappearance of Vanessa Shaw. I lowered my subscribers count because I don't know when I'm going to be able to launch it. So 1, 250, or 500. I do have a backlist income goal that's bigger than last month or last quarter. And then again, community growth. But I need to find, Renee actually tracks this for me every quarter, but I just need to find a way to or have it in my habits to go in and track that. So that's the first goal. I have so many projects listed on here, I am doing them in different colors. So this lighter sort of lavenderish mauve color is all my Disappearance of Vanessa Shaw stuff. So that's a lot here. This really light purple color is all my social media, coffee chat, Kickstarter stuff. Then this slightly darker purple is everything that has to do with my Project Phoenix. And then this dark purple is everything that has to do with Ream and A Mirror of Shadows. And then I also do have a white one that is specifically for book 12 of Shadow Demon Saga. And I just didn't have a different shade of purple, so I'm using white there. And then goal 2, continue to create quality, heartfelt content in order to grow my impact and income. So I have a new YouTube subscriber goal, 73, 4, or 5,000. Instagram raising up to possibly 15,000, and then I have a course income goal and an Etsy income goal. And these projects are in various colors of pink. So I have my YouTube videos are the dark pink. This slightly lighter one is all my course information. So we have Publish and Thrive, Your Path Forward, HB90, all that stuff for this quarter. Then this more almost like salmon-y color here is for all my social media and Heartbreathing's writing community stuff. And I think that's all the pink ones here. So those are all the projects with the second goal, with Heartbreathing's goal. And then my third goal, I decided this time not to put any sort of specific metrics here. This is just more, the things that I'm putting on here are more reminders of all the things that I want to do in terms of my systems, my habits, my routines. So this goal is a lot of exercise weeks 1 through 13. So I just have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, all the way to 13. Or I think it's on the back of this one. How to Clone Yourself, which is a mastermind group I'm in. Accelerate, which is a mastermind group. My weekly planning, reminding to do that. My weekly time tracking. Just different things like that are all just 1 through 13 because I don't want to give myself too much pressure. I've got enough pressure on these other 2 goals. I really just want to say, did I exercise a little bit this week? Tiny baby steps that are giving myself a lot of leeway and grace on there. But here are the totally naked Kanban boards. And now let's put all those tasks up here. And if you are new to my channel, these Kanban boards, you could do them all in one. I do 3 because I have 3 goals. And traditionally a Kanban board goes left to right to do, doing, and done. I go top to bottom. So everything I put on the top here, which will be all of these Post-it notes, which are every single task that I'm going to do in the quarter related to helping me to hit those goals I just went through, will go up on the to-do section of each of these boards. And then as I work through it week by week, I'll move stuff to the doing section and then stuff to the done section. And that's kind of how I set up my boards. And that visual workflow has literally changed my life. The level to which these are stacked on top of each other is quite daunting. Also, that white does not look great because it looks like it's just an empty spot, but it is what it is. I'll look for a different purple maybe. But you can see that once again, I am putting the majority of my tasks and focus on my writing. I'm determined that this will be like a phoenix rising from the ashes. It's gonna happen. And then I've got the rest of my pretty colors up there. I really do like having all of the different colors because I think that's gonna be a nice signal to my brain. Plus it makes it a little bit more interesting after years of using the Kanban board and having the same colors up there of saying, okay, we've got new colors, we've got new plans, this is gonna be fun. And I think the more fun you can make your goals, the better off you're gonna be. Okay, I did find another kind of purplish bluish color. It might look better over there, but we're gonna put it here. And that is my Kanban boards. This basically represents what I think will be about 435 hours worth of work. And I am going to be doing more to track my time this quarter. I'm going to be doing it differently. I've been trying to use the Timular device and it's just not working. So I'm going to track it in my planner and I'm going to be doing more to precisely track it. And I'm going to keep that updates going with you guys as well, just to keep me accountable. But here is my work and hopefully by the end of the quarter, I will have reached all those goals that we just talked about. Hello again. I think it's time to wrap up my summer reset routine. My Kanban board is finished and already in progress. Some things are already moving down, which always feels so good. It's such a simple thing to just identify what it is you're going to do and then move it down. Like I have this YouTube video is right here. And as soon as I get it finished, I'm going to get to move this down. And that feels so satisfying because sometimes when we're working on these big projects that take months, like a book, which could take years, right? It can feel like you're just working on it forever and there's no progress. And sometimes it can be super helpful to just give yourself a chance to see that progress visually, the work that you're doing, get a visual view of, I am doing stuff, I am getting things done, I am working towards my dreams. And just allow yourself to be proud of that instead of focusing on how far you are from that final result, because that's what all of life is investing in long-term projects, self-growth, career growth, and it takes time. So any way that you can find to encourage yourself along the way is a win. So I've been thinking quite a bit since yesterday, really, and a bit this morning in my journaling about the fact that I am, I've worked so hard to get where I am right now. And I am definitely feeling like so much of what I've worked for is within my reach. And yet it's still so far away. There's so much work to do. There's still mountains to climb. I'm realizing more than ever that now is a time in my life that if I want to grab that ring, so to speak, I have to follow through. I have to show up for myself. And that means at one day at a time, sitting down, making my routines work, figuring out how I can follow through, how I can create habits that are going to support me for years to come. And also getting back to my routine of writing down my intentions for the next day. I used to be really, really good at this. And then lately I have been waiting and doing this in the morning. And the problem with that is that by the time I sit down to write down my intentions, it's already several hours into the morning. And then I realize I have less time to get everything done than I thought. And it starts to add anxiety to my life. But when I was consistently planning at the end of the day and saying, okay, here's exactly what I'm going to get done tomorrow, I was more successful because I could wake up with intention and get straight to work. And then I would have a lot more time that was free and joyful and relaxed at the end of the day because I was able to really get that stuff done, particularly when the kids are in school. It's always harder when they're home, but that's the plan. I also spent some time yesterday working on my planner. So let me just show you that work in progress before we say goodbye. So I mentioned this in my Instagram stories yesterday that one of the things that I want to do is take all of my planners and create as little friction as possible in the process of planning and grabbing my things and stop having to look for stuff or make decisions throughout the day. And so because I use multiple planners for different purposes, I want to set up little stations and pencil cases and things that go with each of my planners so that I can say, okay, these are the stickers I'm using with this planner, and it always gets stored together. So I can just grab the stack, do my planning, put it back where it belongs. And one of the things that I was doing yesterday is pulling down, when they organized my house, they put all my pencil bags into one of these, and I was realizing, oh, there's a few that I can't find. And then I realized there was an entire second bin full of pencil bags and laptop cases. So I have quite the collection. I thought there's just no way I have this many, but it turns out I do. So maybe in the future for Notebook Challenge, I'm going to be doing a giveaway also of some pencil bags. But anyway, I'm going to go through the process today before the party of just choosing which bags go with which planner and why. And I'm going to walk you through that process. Instead of a Notebook Challenge this month, we're just going to do a mid-year planner lineup, which will feel very similar. And I'll share that process with you because I want to have this little caddy that has certain planners in it that I can just grab. And then the rest of these are going to go in my office in that little cart. And I think it will be super helpful, but I'll walk you through that process as we get closer. So that essentially is my 90-day reset routine. Clean up. Well, first, always review, get a new vision for the future, clean up my space, get excited, replan, and look at what's not working in my life and my routines and what is working. Change and shift anything that isn't working or eliminate it entirely. Lean in on the things that are working. Keep believing in myself, even though I know I'm never going to be perfect, even though I know I'm never going to get it all done. Believe in myself and keep moving forward. And that's really all we have to do. Publish and Thrive is starting later this month, so there'll be some new publishing videos coming up soon. And then if you have not yet signed up for InkersCon, you can get $50 off with my code Sarah24. It is the best online author conference, especially if you're self-publishing, but even if you're traditionally publishing, it's so helpful. It's just packed full of amazing information, and you will get access to my speech at the live event. You'll get the recording for all those live event speeches, which were so good. Lisa Vino, I highly recommend listening to hers. It is a must listen. Becca Syme, as always, is brilliant, and I didn't actually get to attend hers, so I'm looking forward to that. And then TM Halliday, also hers was so good. There were just amazing presentations. Pierre Alex Gentil, you'll love it. So definitely sign up. You can get $50 off again with my code, and I hope to see you there. All right, you guys, have a great start to your Q3. Let's do this together. You know that I am forever going to be your cheerleader in this. I believe in you. You don't have to do this much stuff. Just get started, one thing at a time, one baby step at a time. It will make all the difference. So let's do it. All right, I'll see you guys in my next video. If you're not subscribed, subscribe and join the Hearties team, and I will see you in my next one. Bye.